Welcome back. Next up, we have top cybersecurity expert Tommy Thornton from Automates, who will be talking about the new breed of cybercriminals and what you can do to protect your business from lost profits, from irreparable reputation damage, and from being held hostage.
Thank you, Dave. I want to welcome everybody to a new breed of cyber criminal. We certainly thank everybody for being here today for San Diego Small Business Tech Day. What we're going to do is new breed of cyber criminal. We're going to talk about what you can do to protect your business from being held hostage, lost profits, and irreparable reputation damage. Okay. In the next 45 minutes, you'll discover the most dangerous lie you might believe that's putting you and your organization at risk. We're also going to uncover the true cost of a cyber attack that go well beyond paying ransomware. We're going to look at how AI has emboldened cyber criminals and what you can do to protect your company. And we're going to look at a disturbing fact that might keep you awake at night, but everyone here certainly needs to know. Guys, please hang on to after this presentation. We have some gifts that are going to come towards the end, but you have to be present to receive those gifts. So again, thank you all for being here. Let's get started. So who is this guy, Tommy Thornton? Why in the world you should be listening to me? Well, first, I'm a husband to my beautiful wife, Rose Thornton, and we are proud parents of our daughter, Juliana, which just turned 16. My wife is simply my why. She supports me through everything that we do. My company, Automates, we have been serving San Diego for over 10 years. And then I love what I do. It shows throughout the whole process. It shows through our team. Most recently, this past January, we were featured on the cover of MSP Success magazine. In April, we were awarded with the top 5 TMT Better Your Best top 5 finalists. We are nationally recognized as a top provider in the country. And being with that spotlight, it is, our utmost concern is our job to start educating the industry, to guide the industry. So we are actively engaged in thought leadership. And what do I love most about what I do? I get to work with people like Sandra. Now, all these stories that I'm going to share with you today are actual events that took place. Take Sandra, for instance. She is a firm manager here in San Diego County for a smaller firm, about 4 attorneys and then several staff members and whatnot. But when she contacted me, she was in complete despair. What had happened is they were ready to fold in. They were ready to close the doors to their law firm because they had lost all of their data. They had actually open cases going on at that time. They had nowhere to turn. So what were they going to do? They were in the process of actually calling all of their opposing counsels for the open cases that they had to turn over their open cases to their competitors. Fortunately, Sandra, when she called one of her first competing competitors, guess what, guys? It happened to be one of our partners with Automates. And so instead of the competitor actually taking the client, they actually told Sandra, said, hey, don't give up yet, guys. Why don't you give Automates a call and see what can happen? So that's where our relationship started, with a simple phone call. Our team, actually fast forward a little bit, our team was able to actually come into Sandra's office. We were able to recover not everything, but we got 90% of her data back. Guys, this is a story this is definitely a success story that we like to share. That was 3 years ago. Sandra and I are still personal friends today. Their law firm, I'm happy to report, 3 years going on strong. So next story, this gentleman, James. James is still a client of ours. I'll start off with saying that this particular case is a little awkward. It was not a ransom event. James actually owns a print shop and came into his office one day at about 10 o'clock a.m., about 10 o'clock in the morning. All of his staff and all were surprised to see the police department come into his doors. Now, who wouldn't be shocked to see the police department? Well, actually, what they uncovered is that James unknowingly was hosting a child pornography website on a server. Now, I know it's a tough topic to talk about, but imagine the alarm with James. So him not knowing what to do, they had an internal IT team, but they started immediately reaching out for help that morning, obviously. So they called in our team. We sent our best network engineers. to forensically determine, and we were working with officers there and had some talk, but we wanted to find out where in the world this website came from. So we were able to determine that it was in a foreign language. No one had access to it there on site. So we were able to save James being drugged, being drugged through the media. Right. So this could have completely ruined his company and even sent James to possibly jail. This was a story of success. James is still in business now, but I want to highlight something that, even his employees being there, because of the event happening inside, James still lost over half of his employees. Almost 3/4 of them walked out because they didn't want to be associated with a company that had a child pornography website on their server, regardless if anyone was actually aware of it or not. And how can I blame them, right? But fortunately, James is still doing his business. This is a long time ago, and so he's recovered significantly from this, but still, happy to report that we were able to resolve that. And then Kirk Miller, another case study. Now, over 8 years ago, Kirk started his agency. He is a farmer's insurance agent. So over 8 years ago when he started, just like many CEOs or owners try to do, they try to wear too many hats and doing everything themselves out of necessity. So Kirk went into it, he was trying to grow his company. He was trying to grow his book of business, but he was also trying to manage his own IT himself. And anyone knows that's gone through any kind of scaling, once you get traction in your business, knows that the owner should not be managing the IT services himself. So Kirk partnered with us. We stepped in and completely removed the burden of his IT technology from him. And we're happy to report now, check this out, Kirk Miller is the #1 farmers agency, not in California, but in the country. So, and we take pride in that. It's awesome that many of our partners have been with us for 10, 20 years and going strong. So, but today, guys, is not about me. It's not about my clients. Today's topic is going to be all about you. So let's start with the most dangerous lie. Guys, the most dangerous lie is that your business is too small for cyber criminals to care about. We hear this all the time with prospects. We hear this all the time with, when we're sitting with clients, when we're doing webinars or speaking engagements, and it's a complete lie, guys. Actually, your fact is your small business is more likely to be attacked than a large business. 1 in 5 small businesses fall victim to cybercrime each year, and that number is continually growing. So Forbes reported not only that small businesses are more frequent targets than big businesses, but also 3 times more likely. And what we're also finding is that hackers are doing what they're called whale hunting. They're hacking your businesses just to be able to get to the officers of the company, like the CEOs and the CFOs, to attack them with identity theft, to attack them with wire fraud. And so we're also seeing this as drive-by hackers. Drive-by hacking is you're not their main target. They're actually springboarding using your business to gain access to a larger corporation higher up in the food chain. They steal from you, they cause their damage, and they move on to the next target. Now, where we're seeing this most actively right now is with law firms. For instance, an attacker may gain access to a law firm. What they're doing is they're looking for the law firm's discovery data. As we all know, law firms carry a lot of discovery data, could be hospital data, doctor data, large corporations, and they're simply looking for discovery data so they can do espionage and target the larger corporations. So guys, the true cost of a cyber attack, let's dig into it. Okay, and this we're going to talk about this in regards to ransomware pretty much throughout this. And so with ransomware is you have 2 different types of hackers. You have what you call your baby hackers, and they might only ask for 5,000. Sometimes we send it 14,000, which we consider still a baby hacker if it's under 20. But other hidden costs still exist. But now you have what's called the new breed of hacker. And they operate off a sliding ransomware scale. What that means is the new breed of hacker, they're going to gain access to your system. Typically, they have teams of hackers all working one target at a time. They're going to uncover your insurance policy, possibly even get into your bank account. What we have found in some cases that the actual hacker teams commonly know more than the leadership and management teams of the corporation. Guys, they're going to use this, use what they find, and they're going to adjust how much they're going to ask for in the ransom. If your policy pays $2 million, you can bet that they're going to ask for $2 million. So fact, many insurance companies, guys, they no longer even offer insurance, cyber insurance, because of rapidly rising claims. That is something prevalent in the industry right now. We are constantly looking for carriers that are actually redoing their cyber insurance policies. 51% of cyber insurance claims, guys, were either denied last year or way underfunded. Fact, unless your company follows the cybersecurity protocols to the T, the insurance company will deny your claim. In fact, they're looking to deny your claim first. Okay, guys, another fact, if you file a claim, the insurance companies will send in a third-party forensics team that they hire on the books for them, and they're going to treat your business like a murder scene, right? They completely shut you down. Now, we have seen these shutdowns as little as 7 days, never one less than 7 days, on up to 21 days. Now, the one that we did for 21 days, the forensics team actually wanted to lock them down for the entire month, and we were able to work with the team to expedite it to see if they would give us a week back. Okay, guys, so the loss of productivity is a huge hidden cost. And I want to do this little quick exercise to keep everyone, engaged. I want you to also realize how much it costs in your business, okay? So I want you to take out your phones, open up your calculator. I'll give you a second. Go ahead and open up your calculator. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of your total annual payroll liability. I want you to take your total payroll that you paid in 2023 as we're coming to a close, or maybe 2022, or what's your anticipated payroll for 2024. I want you to take whatever that sum is, and I want you to divide it by 2,080. Guys, that is your hourly cost for productivity loss for downtime, okay? If you take that and you divide it by 2080, and that's per hour, so then you can multiply that per times 8 for an 8-hour day, and you can see what it would take. What it would cost you on productivity loss with wages alone for 1 day of downtime. Okay, guys? So every day you're down, that is what you're losing in productivity. That does not include sales or other losses incurred from being out as well, which we're going to get into in a little bit. So what are the real costs if you were completely shut down for 2 weeks? Think about that for a second and how heavy that burden would be. So imagine experiencing this true story of a dentist office right here. And so the dentist office was hacked and his patients' records were completely compromised. Okay. All the records were compromised, encrypted, locked, deleted, stolen. Nothing can be done about it. So this was obviously a violation of HIPAA, and it triggered a federal response. So imagine a dentist surprise coming into the office and actually seeing the FBI at their door. Guys, this is what's happening. Businesses are now liable for every single bit of data that's on your computer, whether you respect that or not, or hold that into an utmost priority for yourself. You are liable for anything that's on your computers. Guys, for this dentist, that was a bad day, but it didn't have to be, okay? Fact, in most states, including California, you must notify everybody in your database that your network has been breached and their data has now been sold on the dark web. Guys, obviously, this is a reputational nightmare. I think the loss of money, obviously, for the payroll and for the productivity, that's something that we can all measure. The reputational damage alone, I still think, is the most critical thing with ransomware, with any kind of cyber event, especially with ransomware, right? So, guys, it's a huge black eye for your company. You're going to get calls from irate customers. It's going to happen. No one has any kind of forgiveness, for companies that leak our personal identification data. And the bad press, guys, your clients, they're going to share it on social platforms. If one of those clients so happen calls your competitors, or if they call the media is going to drag your name, your organization through the mud. Guys, the only people that make out for ransomware events or cyber events is your competitors. You take LastPass, for instance, this past year, back in November of last year that came into this year, is when they got hit. Every single one of LastPass, which is a password management software company, every single one of their competitors started sharing the articles, pounding away at LastPass, trying to take over some of that market share. So guys, your competitors, they would love for you to get hit. Case study. This is a law firm nightmare, but what's particular about this law firm, this was a high profile law firm case, right? And so they dealt with high profile clients, obviously. So they had to, all of their information was hacked. It was locked up, encrypted. They couldn't access it. They actually had to inform their high profile clients and their opposing counsel and even the courts that this happened, guys. They were completely locked out of their clients' files. Aside from the embarrassment, it was a total lack of trust that was so devastating that killed their reputation, especially when it comes to high profile clients. Plus, they couldn't do business for 2 weeks. So review that number that you wrote down earlier for an hour, and hopefully all of you multiplied it out for a day. Now multiply that number times 14 days and actually see what it would look like for an outage for 2 weeks if you went through a similar situation yourself. Guys, the other costs that go way beyond the loss of revenue, okay? The embarrassment or appearing stupid or irresponsible for not protecting your client's data, the loss of clients for not protecting their data. You also have class action lawsuits and individual lawsuits. Let me stop here for a minute. This is extremely important. We've seen this with some of the clients that we've taken on board that had experienced ransomware when we took them on as clients. We have found that even though that we resolved everything, was able to get back their data, that they had to report it, if they had to report it to their clients, then a year or even 2 years down the road, if one of their clients so happen gets hit by identity theft, who do you think they're going to blame for that stolen data? They're going to come back with a class action lawsuit in many cases against the person that or the organization that leaked that data to begin with. Guys, this is a live event. If I get twisted on my words, it is what it is. We're going to keep going. So thank you all for being here. So legal fees to handle the breach. It's a major cost. The lowest legal fees that we have seen for cases that we've worked on is $33,000. The highest that we have seen personally was $303,000 for just the legal fees alone. The national average, guys, in 2022 is $1.4 million per incident. Now, keep in mind that a lot, it can easily be swayed by a complete county, city, state, municipality that may be reporting this, also with hospitals. But guys, $1.4 million on a national average is just insane. Also, compliance lawsuits plus fines of non-compliance. Guess what, guys? If you are found negligent in protecting your client data after investigation happens for the forensics teams, you are liable to fines from the state of California, from the federal government. The liability is all fallen onto the shoulders of the organization now. So, and that is not including the replacement of data that has been locked and deleted. Somehow or another, that data set has to be rebuilt, correct? So the impact of AI on cybersecurity. AI is the hot topic. Everybody's talking about it. There's a lot of good that AI is doing. There's also some bad, and everyone needs to be made aware of it. Guys, if you take a look at this deep fake here, I get a chuckle when I look at it, but you take a look at this deep fake here, and it's funny. AI can be fun. AI can be exciting. AI is changing the dynamic and the whole outlook of where we're at in the economy, right? But then you take a look at a not so funny story. So what this attacker did is they actually caught a little bit of snippet of this woman's daughter's voice. Maybe she was eating at a restaurant or whatever, but they caught a little snippet of her voice. Then they put it into an AI engine to make that voice into a phone call so they could then call her mother saying that she was kidnapped, asking for a ransom note. Now imagine if you're the mother of this child and you receive a phone call in your daughter's voice saying that you were kidnapped, asking for a ransom note. That is the nasty side of AI where we're heading. Guys, phishing. Let's look at phishing as something that we can all relate to. So if you take a look at this email, I'll give you a moment to browse it over, but try to find what's wrong with this email. Try to find what stands out to you. It used to be to not give it away, but it used to be that we can look for a misspelled word, or maybe we can look for some kind of grammatical error that is a dead giveaway that it's a phishing, but not anymore, guys. Attackers are using ChatGPT, other AI chatbots to actually develop these emails to make it to where it's perfect English, to where it sounds professional. Using writing prompts, they can tell it to act like a CEO, act like a lawyer, act like a teacher, act like a fifth grader. And that's where we're at with AI. So if anybody guessed that the domain is incorrect at amazonsupport.com, give yourself a pat on the back. It's actually amazon.com. So guys, encryption breaking. We were at an event and this AI expert actually went on the dark web live on stage, went on the dark web and he pulled out just a random encrypted hashed password and he brought it from the dark web and inputted that hash into his AI engine right there live on stage. You guys can guess what happened, but he was able to break and unhash that password. And then he shared the live password in pure text, plain text right there live on stage. Guys, it is incredible where we're heading, but obviously there's risk associated with it. So that's one of our jobs being in the industry, especially being spotlighted as a nationally recognized, that we need to do a better job in promoting education, teaching people about cybersecurity awareness. Guys, infected websites. What this looks like is now your novice attackers, they can actually write software. And so they can ask the AI bot, they can actually ask AI to produce them some malicious code, or they can make good code and then turn it to change some things to make it malicious. Then they can inject this code onto websites. Now they're looking for popular websites. Now, none of these are necessarily targets, but Amazon, Walmart, and Macy's, you name it. They're looking for a website to inject their code. Then when the visitor goes to there, then that code gets injected to their local devices. And that's how your phones are getting hit, your local network devices, your computers, your laptops. And then from there, it just keeps carrying forward. Now, that code that's on the website is not malicious to the website. They don't want to cause any harm to the website because they want the code to stay there forever. And what it does, it just infects more and more systems. So guys, texting. Everyone can see that we are definitely receiving in the United States more SMS text daily, if not daily, weekly, monthly, that we're definitely being targeted SMS more often. Now you have AI bot driven texting machines that the bots are just texting all day. The important things to look out, this is simple text. Notice all the domains. All the domains don't make sense. Typically, the message is asking you to act now, do this now, verify this shipment, verify this payment. Guys, I would ask to never respond to a text message. If you're immediately looking for a 2FA code or multi-factor code, or if you're submitting a payment online and then they're receiving that confirmation is one thing. But if you receive a text message that is random, I would ask that if it's saying, hey, did you approve your shipment for Amazon or USPS? Go to Amazon.com, open up a browser on your computer or your phone, log into your account and verify it that way if you must know. Outside of that, just don't respond to the text messages, SMS. Most of them are just not legitimate. So guys, we're covering a lot with the cybercrime, spyware. We're going to move on to some other topics here. Super excited for this next portion, guys. A scary fact. This is a super scary fact. Is the new breed of cyber criminal will infiltrate your network. They don't do anything for weeks. They will sit there on your network and wait for the perfect time to unleash their ticking time bomb, guys. And then with that, I want to add to this. We have worked with this company and we took on this new client. During the onboarding phase of this new client, we were onboarding our agents. We found out and discovered that they were actually in the process of being hacked. So we quickly unplugged their machines. During our forensics examination of it, we come to find out that the hackers were on their system for over 7 months. 7 months the hackers were on the system, on their system. This was a high-profile law firm that dealt with a lot of hospital litigation, hiring doctor law cases, and they thought or saw it more profitable to sit there and just gain all the discovery data and information about these other bigger fish, if you will, before they were going to pull the lever. Thankfully, they never got a chance to pull that lever. We were able to get them off their machines, stabilize their systems, get all of our cybersecurity stuff onboarded in time to save the day there. So, but guys, saying that, leading into this, are you 100% as business owners, as management, are you 100% that your network isn't already being infiltrated? It's a serious question to ask yourself. Guys, there are only two types of companies. This is from former director of FBI, Robert Mueller. Those that have been hacked and those companies that will be hacked. It's important to repeat. There's only two types of companies. Those that have been hacked and those that will be hacked. So guys, what can you do to protect yourself and your business? It sounds like there's a lot of bad stuff, not a lot of positive stuff we've given you yet, right? And so, but that's part of the education. You need to know how bad it is out there with cybersecurity and where we're heading. But here's what you can do to protect your business. You got to protect. You got to detect, and you got to respond, right? So to protect, you need to make your business less attractive to cyber criminals. You need to ensure that you have the most up-to-date cybersecurity protocols and technology in place. And then you need to have comprehensive training for not only your employees, but also for yourself. CEOs, officers of the company, management is not exempt from this. I can't tell you how many times that we have heard management saying, well, you just need the employees. I know, I never click on anything. It's not me. I know what to look out for. Guys, everyone needs the cybersecurity training. You can't do one without the other. So please. And then also truth, guys. If a sophisticated cyber criminal wants to infiltrate your network, they will find a way. Guys, we are a cybersecurity firm. We're one of the best in the country. And we're telling you, if a hacker wants to get into your network, they will find a way. If another IT company tells you anything different, it's simply not true, guys. Okay, so early detection, that's why it's so mission critical. Detection is the most crucial of the big three of protection, detection, and response. You have to have rapid fire detection is vital to minimize the potential damage by shutting down hackers as quickly as possible, guys. We have to detect, and mitigate the risk as quickly as possible. If an IT company, well, there you go, guys. If an IT company tells you that they can prevent you from being hacked, they're simply not telling the truth, guys, okay? It's sad, but it's simply not the truth. So that's why at Automates, we continue to invest in the most up-to-date, powerful detection software available. Guys, it's not only our software. We're constantly engaging our employees in more training. We have daily meetings about cybersecurity, what to look out for, the new tactics that threat actors are using out there. So, I mean, we are doing our absolutely very best to stay on top of it. Okay, guys? So rapid response. Fast response only begins with early detection. That's important to note. Once we detect a threat, our software can determine and in many cases eliminate the root problem on the spot. It's really powerful, our software that we use that can detect and shut it down before it even goes faster. And the faster response means that we can reduce the damage. And in most cases, we hope to completely eliminate the negative consequences of a cyber attack, okay? So far, guys, I want you to hang tight. I know there's a lot of information, but so far in our chat here, we've discovered that the most dangerous lie you might have believed that is putting your organization at risk. We have covered the true cost of a cyber attack and why it goes way beyond the monetary expense. And we've discussed how AI has emboldened cyber criminals and has given them more tools to infiltrate your network. And we also look like why is detection the most critical part in protecting your business from cyber criminals. Guys, here's the bottom line. If or when your business falls victim to a cyber attack, some of these things are going to happen. You will be blamed. As I said before, there is no sympathy for businesses that have been hacked or has leaked personal identification data. You are wrongly labeled sometimes or labeled as irresponsible and even stupid. Now, just a few slides ago, I showed you that if a hacker wants to devote enough time and energy and monetary resources to hack your system, in some cases, they just can't be stopped. But yet we are still labeled as irresponsible and stupid. It's the reputation, guys. That's where we're at right now. We wish we can change it, and we will. We're striving to. Okay? You may be questioned, possibly even investigated about what you did to prevent this from happening. If you're found negligent, number one, your cyber policy claim will be denied. Number two, you are liable for fines or penalties, okay, and lawsuits. You may need to notify clients that you expose their data, losing files and data, and delaying projects and halting services. Guys, we're in the state of California. Anytime more than 5 records are stolen in the state of California, it has to legally be reported, and all of your clients have to be notified. If the news of your competitors, gets wind of this, they'll have a heyday. Guys, we have seen this time and time again. We have seen it in private and public sectors. If the news of your attack gets out there, not only with your competitors dragging through the mud, but the media, they love the attention. They love spotlighting them negativity. They're going to come after you as well. And finally, the cost for restoring data and work can quickly escalate. As you can see, it can just blow up proportionally, within days. So, guys, but I want to understand this one thing. I want to make sure everyone here understands this one thing, okay? Because there's a lot of negativity that we talked about, a lot of bad stuff. While the new breed of cyber criminals is becoming even more sophisticated every single day, guys, so are we. We're doing the very best we can, as I stated earlier. We're training our people. We're looking for new tactics. The entire industry is developing whole new subsets of software for early detection and rapid response. So we are doing what we can to stay on the front lines for this. And so that is our promise that we're not going to quit. Okay, guys? So you can protect yourselves from being a victim of cybercrime. That you can do, guys. So let's talk about it. So 3 steps to protecting your organization now. Step 1, have a threat assessment done. Have a team of cybersecurity professionals come into your office, and we'll actually, do a threat assessment. We'll look at how many computers you have, how many servers you have. You would be surprised how many owners don't even know how many employees or computers or servers or where their data is stored, whether it's on an on-premise server or if it's somewhere in the cloud. We'll look at your backups. We'll determine if there was an event we had to recover you from a data loss, is how much data could actually be recovered. Guys, the threat assessment is very comprehensive, and I would definitely encourage you to get one. Number 2, create an action plan and implement it. Guys, a plan is nothing but a plan unless you take the steps to implement it, right? So you need to take what's discovered in your assessment, and you need to actually put it to work, guys. Okay, and so ongoing maintenance. Gone are the days. Many companies we still take a look at. Many companies are still just Norton antivirus, Malwarebytes. They may have McAfee, ESET, Bitdefender, or something like that on their machines. Guys, a single standalone antivirus is not going to do anything for your organization any longer. Cybersecurity has to be managed in a layered approach. Those antiviruses are the older generation antiviruses that are soon to be going into life. It takes 24/7 active monitoring and management to be able to protect your systems the way they should be from an attack, okay? So introducing my first gift to you guys. Thank you for staying here. Introduce my first gift. Automates wants to give you the cybersecurity risk assessment, guys. So this is not for everybody here, and we get that. This is not for, if you're a single one-person show at your business, we get it. This may not be for you. If you have a fear of putting your cybersecurity team or your current IT provider to the test, this may not be for you. And if you don't feel like protecting, sadly, this is true in some cases, if you don't feel like protecting your data or your client data to the utmost priority of you, then this may not be for you. Guys, the cybersecurity risk assessment is incredibly easy. It starts with a 15-minute phone call. We'll discuss your company and see if we're a right fit for you, even if we can help you. We'll decide then if that assessment is appropriate for the next step. This can be a mutual decision. And we'll present you our findings and show you where the gaps exist in your network cybersecurity. And that's it. That's a cybersecurity risk assessment. And so when the risk assessment is complete, though, you will at least know what kind of login credentials and passwords for not only the management and owners, but also for your employees, what exists out there on the dark web. We'll show you that in executive summary. We'll also take a look at your IT systems and see if they're truly secured from hackers. We'll look at your patches, open vulnerabilities, the software that you're using, your password management, how are you doing your IT systems as a whole with a complete systems audit, okay? And then we'll show you a health score. Health score is really interesting. So we actually look at so many clients in the industries that we can look at your health score based or versus another organization with a similar size within the same industry to give you a good indication of where you stand. And then lastly, we're going to check your backups. Countless times we ran into it with new clients that they have been paying their current IT provider or their previous IT provider for backups for months, years sometimes, and they have zero backups to show for it. We'll actually check those backups to make sure they're actually recoverable as part of the process. Good news, guys, this first step is free, guys. As I said, the threat assessment alone for dark web scan and for your organization is $550 value. I would like to add this. This $550 value is for somebody that's a smaller organization, maybe 1 to 5, 1 to 10 people inside the organization. If it's a larger organization, 90 employees, 200, 400 employees, then the value of this threat assessment is obviously a lot more. We average at about $3,000, $3,500 in man hours that we're going to put into providing this threat assessment for larger corporations. Okay, so to schedule your 15-minute initial call, please go to www.automates.com. And what we did for today for a Small Business Tech Day, we actually took the link to book a discovery call and we put it right on our homepage. So as soon as you go to automates.com, that's going to be the first thing you see. So we appreciate it. And we encourage you to follow it, guys. It is for free. And so after the assessment, you make one of these 3 decisions, right? You're going to decide to do nothing and hope that everything will be okay, right? Complacency breeds complacency. So, take our findings to a source, to another cybersecurity company to help you, or you may hand it off to your internal IT security team, right? And then lastly, you can discuss working with us, okay? 3 things you need to know. There is no obligation to buy or to do anything for this free risk assessment. Anything afterwards, okay? No obligation to buy. We're not really pushing on sales or anything like that, which you'll see. And for our clients that know us well, they know that as well. So our first call is only 15 minutes long. I want to make sure that we can help you before we take the next steps for a risk assessment, because it is a lot of man hours that we're giving you, okay? And then the reason to schedule the call today is not because there's some kind of limited supply. The price certainly will not go up or anything like that after this call today. Or after Small Business Tech Day, the price isn't going to suddenly rise or any kind of other fake reasons, guys. The whole purpose of this is so you guys as owners can sleep well at night. And so you should be able to relax knowing your IT is taken care of, knowing that your entire infrastructure, your cybersecurity is, you need to be confident that you're in good hands, guys. It's about peace of mind, right? And so to schedule your 15-minute initial call, please go to www.automates.com. And in addition to the no cost obligation assessment, you're also going to receive our dark web scan report. Guys, this is a $400 value alone. It actually costs a lot of money in software licensing to be able to do this. We'll look at your organization domain emails. We'll also even throw in your personal emails. If any personal employees want to throw in their personal emails, we'll dig in and find out what passwords exist out there for them. In many cases, guys, we have found hundreds, if not thousands, of exposed passwords for larger corporations. Even going back to passwords that some users have used the same password for 20 years. Our earliest one that we have found is from 1995, guys. So take advantage of it. We encourage you to take advantage of it, guys. This is a hefty value. You'll also receive a simple guide to creating and remembering hacker-proof passwords. Gone are the days of dictionary passwords. Guys, if you're using anything that can be found in a dictionary, you need to reinvent that and think in a new direction. Definitely need to reinvent what's your mindset around passwords. I know it's aggravating to manage passwords. There are tools to help you do that, but that needs to be reinvented in your head. You're also going to receive the 7 simple things you can do to protect yourself from bank fraud. Guys, apart from ransomware, I want you to understand this. Bank fraud is the next highest costing thing what is happening in crippling businesses. Okay, gone are the days of commercial fraud protection from your bank account. Those are disappearing quick. Even the personal fraud protection is going away hyper quick, guys. So take advantage of this. Guys, to schedule your 15-minute initial call, go to www.automates.com. So what I want you to do is don't put off thinking that this can't happen to you. We encourage you to take the steps now to do it. It's a simple thing online. We're only asking for your name, your email, and your phone number. And the phone call is a simple phone call to just discover more about your organization and how we can help you during this risk assessment. Okay, guys? So please don't put it off. And then what you need to do during the process, 15-minute phone call. That's our initial phone call, about 15 minutes. It literally takes about 10 minutes, but I'm trying to be accurate with your time and give you worst case scenario. And then 1 hour to go over the results. Typically, we go over the results in person if you prefer, or over a Zoom call. So, and guys, I want you to know the significant time investment to do this assessment is on our part, not yours. Okay, guys? And so to schedule your 15-minute phone call, go to www.automates.com, guys. And then questions I always get asked that you guys listening in might have today, right? So will my current IT company know that you're running a risk assessment? Well, if you don't want to tell them initially, because they should catch us in the act, right? And if they don't catch us running the assessment, because we are definitely going to test everything in your network, then it throws up a big red flag if they don't catch it. Okay, if they are doing their job and you're paying and they're doing what you're paying them to do, then they shouldn't have any concern about it whatsoever. You're using this as to gauge them. Guys, I will also remind you that we get the scans done to us by a third party as well. We want to make sure that we're not overlooking anything as well, correct? Okay, and so you owe it to yourself and to your clients and to your employees to ensure that your data is protected. I know as business owner that I feed a lot more mouths than just myself. I have my whole team to look after for, and also my clients' data, okay? And so fact, our cybersecurity assessment will help you sleep well at night. That is true, guys. It's all about giving you peace of mind, knowing your data integrity is intact and your cybersecurity footprint is in place. How much is this going to cost me, Tommy, after the free assessment? Guys, it might not cost you anything. If we don't find any problems, we're going to give you a pat on the back, a good handshake, and we're going to tell you to keep using your current provider because they're doing an exceptional job. The investment to secure your network depends on the complexity of your problems that we find during the assessment. We can't give you the investment yet at what it would take afterwards because obviously we don't even know how many computers you have, what type of software, what kind of glaring gaps you may have in your network. What type of email or cloud services that you use, what type of software. So all this has to be determined, which is why we say we can only share with you the investment once we do the actual assessment, guys, okay? So fact, cybersecurity doesn't have to break the bank, guys, but your cyber criminals, they certainly can and they will, okay? Why are you doing the assessment for free, Tommy? We get this from time to time, and I love this part of it, okay? So there's no catch. First of all, there's zero catch. We love to earn your business. So if I remove the veil, then obviously I want to give you a free risk assessment in hopes to earn your business. The reason we're doing it this way is that it establishes a trust-based relationship right from day one. We align our expectations. We know everything that's in your network. You know how it's configured, you know any kind of glaring holes, and we can build our proposal around our assessment, which is the correct way of doing it. So yes, we absolutely do the assessments in hopes to start a relationship. For even companies that come back and their reports look fine after the assessment, is we still have a relationship that we can shake hands and get to know each other. We're always there for advice afterwards, okay? My mission in San Diego has always been to ensure that San Diego businesses don't become victims of cyber criminals. Our reputation has far exceeded San Diego, and we're going up to Southern California. We actually cover clients in 19 states and 3 countries just due to our popularity. But San Diego is where I call my home, guys. It's where a majority of my service delivery team calls home. This is our main mission, is to protect San Diego businesses. So, guys, here's everything you receive. When you schedule a risk assessment now, you're going to get a dark web scan, $550 value. You're going to get a dark web scan report, $400 value. You're also going to get to how to remember hacker-proof passwords, a $90 value, and to 7 simple things you can protect yourself from bank fraud, a $40 value. Now that totals over $1,000, guys. However, if you're a much larger organization, you know that can easily triple, quadruple, tenfold. So guys, again, to schedule your 15-minute initial call, please go to www.automates.com. I want to thank everyone for being here today. I really appreciate it. There's so much more to come on San Diego Small Business Tech Day. It was an awesome opportunity being here in front of you all today, and I want to turn it back over to David Rendell. Thank you.
Wow, that was great. I love seeing business owners helping other business owners, and you have got to take them up on what they're offering. If you are at all curious to know if you are at risk or even have a little doubt, this is a no-brainer. At the very least, you'll know after the assessment if you are protected from the new breed of cyber criminals, and it's free. After this next quick break, we have the nice shark, Robert Herjavec. He is a world-famous entrepreneur, a cybersecurity businessman, an investor, and a Shark TV personality. This enthusiastic celebrity has agreed to divulge his shark secrets for vetting opportunities and risks in his own business to make strategic decisions, so come right back.